Hey everyone, welcome back. In this Playwright tutorial, I'm going to quickly discuss how you are going to handle drag and drop within Playwright. So you'll see that this particular interface is there wherein you have some web element. So for example, this is the web element I want to drag and drop at a particular position, right? So you'll see this drag and drop operation, how basically within Playwright we are able to handle it. So if we go to the documentation of Playwright, you will see that we have, so if you just search drag and drop, right, in the documentation, it will lead you to this particular method, which is locator.dragTo, right? So if you are sure where exactly you want to drop the web element, right? So in the dragTo method, what it uses is it will use the locator, whichever you want to drag, and then where exactly you want to drag to, right? So you want to drag a locator to a particular locator, to a particular location, right? So you know the drop location, then you can easily use dragTo method. There is manual dragging as well. So for example, I'll cover this as well, but then dragTo method will be really helpful if you know the drag location or drag web element and the drop location. Previously in the slider, we were working with the coordinates. So that's where in those sort of tricky scenarios, you might have to stick to the mouse actions or mouse operations that we have used in previous video using the bounding box method. Okay, so now let's quickly go ahead and see what exactly this dragTo method will do. It will hover over the element, right? So there are a couple of operations that are combined within this particular method when you call this method. First thing is hovering over that particular web element, then pressing the left mouse button, moving that particular web element. So basically whatever I'm going to perform manually, right? So hover, pressing the left button, moving it, and then dropping, right? So all of this, all these four operations, releasing the mouse button, will be performed in just this method. So internally it's calling all of these operations anyways, right? But for us, it will become really easy. Now let's go and see how we can implement this. So the first thing is, let me refresh this, is to figure out, now there is a little bit of tricky situation here. These two web elements are in the iframe. So we have to work with the iframe locator first. We have to locate these web elements within the iframe and then perform action. So let me quickly inspect this particular section. Okay, so I'll say highlight this and you'll see that this is in the iframe. Okay, so I'll go ahead and select this and simply copy the locator of the iframe. I'll say copy XPath and then see that it is detecting. I'm not worried too much about the quality of the XPath at the moment. I'm more into learning the drag and drop. So I'm just relying on whatever has been returned here. And I think this should work pretty fine. So if not, then you can go ahead and write your own XPath. And I posted the selectors series, XPath and CSS series. So you can go ahead and follow those to learn how to write effective XPath and CSS selectors. Okay, so I've copied this iframe locator. So now what I'll do is I'll simply, first thing is to get into the iframe, right? So we know that previously I have already covered that we have this page.frame locator method which will locate the iframe, right? So this frame locator method will locate this particular iframe and then it returns a frame locator, right? So you'll see that I can go ahead and then store it in a variable. I'll say page iframe, okay, and store it there. All right. Now the next thing is to identify the web elements, right? So I can say page iframe. Now, because I know that the web elements, the drag and drop ones are into the page iframe. So I can say page iframe dot locator. All right. And then get the locator of the draggable and droppable web element, right? So I can simply highlight, click on this little icon and hover over and see there is an ID draggable. So I'll simply go ahead and copy the XPath. This should be absolutely fine and test it quickly. Yep, this is absolutely fine. So let me use this draggable XPath and okay, and then I'll simply say that this is the, I'll store in the constant as well. So I'll say this is the drag web element. So I'll say to drag, store it in a to drag, and let me copy the same line here and I'll replace the droppable locator. Okay, so let me select the droppable. So this is the droppable locator. I'll simply right click, copy the XPath and see there is a droppable ID, right? So I'll go ahead and use it. Let me put it in the single quotes because I'm using double quotes outside. So it doesn't conflict there. Okay, so let me replace this. So now we know the iframe, we have got the locator which I want to drag and drop. All right, now with dragTo method, I can straight away say, all right, I can say to drag. Okay, I know this is the locator for to drag because I have stored this locator or web element in this constant. So I'll say to drag dot dragTo, drag this web element that is stored in to drag variable. Okay, to where I know the drop location, right? So I want to drop where? To drop. So this is where I want to drop. So this is basically what I have to do. That's all that you have to do to drag and drop. All right. So if you go here in the documentation, you will see that the locator, right? Whatever locator. So this is page.locator, whatever we have identified and stored in a variable. And then I'm saying drag to the locator where I want to drop it. Okay. If I have to go ahead and do it manually, I'll quickly show that as well. But let me quickly run this and see that everything is working as expected. Okay, so let me go ahead and run the script. Okay, so it has opened the page and you will see the drag and drop happen successfully. All right, so this is basically how the dragTo method will be really handy if you know the draggable and droppable location on the page, because then you don't have to worry about the coordinates and all of those things. It will automatically point to the center of the locator and then drag it to a specific locator. So this is how you are going to drag and drop using the dragTo method. Now if say for example this somehow doesn't work, then you can also go ahead and manually do this operation. We simply go ahead and say hover, right? So I can say hover and then mouse down, and then again wherever I want to drop to, I'll hover over there and then say mouse up. Okay, so that's all basically that you have to do with when we are dragging manually. All right, so this is basically all about drag and drop. But just in case things don't work as expected, you are having some issues, I've anyways covered the mouse operation methods as well, wherein you can go ahead and use the bounding box to get the coordinates. If you're not sure about the coordinates, you are not able to figure out, then bounding box will help you there, and use the native methods, the mouse native methods, to perform the operation. Okay, so that's all for this video. I hope it was helpful. Thank you. See you in the next one.